Hi friends, welcome to your mat today. Today's class will be a restorative class, so nice and relaxing. You can do this at the end of your day or when you get home from work. Try and give yourself a space where it'll be quiet. You can put on some relaxing music. You generally want your space to be a bit darker. As you can see, you'll want to get yourself set up with as many props as possible. So we will be definitely using one bolster, a minimum of 2 blocks. If you don't have more than 2 blocks, that's fine. If you have couch pillows or something along the lines of that, or if you don't have a lot of couch pillows, then just extra blankets or pillows off of your bed, whatever works. We'll be using those. And a strap will be really nice to have for you today. And we're going to get right into it. If you're someone who enjoys the benefits of healing practices such as yoga, mindfulness, meditation, so you can create a space for yourself to settle into with support, with love, and with kindness, then we allow space for that inner vibrancy, that inner light to grow and to expand. And when we have that light expanded and really bright, we feel our best self. So this is what this page is all about. If that sparks your flame, then be sure to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like. Please practice it till the end. Be sure to hit the notification bell to follow along for more videos like this. So let's get started. So we're going to start today with a bolster, 2 blocks, possibly a strap if you want extra support, and another block or 2 rather. And if you don't have that second pair of blocks, then you'll want the couch pillows. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your bolster up on a little ramp. So just stacking your blocks towards the back of the mat and just finding this little angle. You want to make sure it's pretty supported. We're going to lay down on it. So just allow the back body to basically meet the bolster. And we're just going to rest on it. Now make sure you have your props nearby, so once you get settled in, you don't have to get back up. So possibly another blanket, blocks, or pillows. Yeah. And as we settle back onto this space, onto the bolster, just allow yourself to kind of feel like that sense of like, okay, I'm supported. It feels really nice. And then we'll bring our feet to the mat to start, walking the heels in towards the glutes. And then open the knees out like a book, so the soles of the feet come to touch. Now, if you are someone who has pretty tight hips, you can do a few things. You can take those blocks and just slide them right underneath your knees. You can also find your strap and just kind of sit up for a quick moment and just take this strap and wrap it around you, like it's coming around the low back. Bring the strap into the D-ring underneath. You'll want to go underneath both and then over the first one, under the second. And just tighten the strap up, wrap it around the pinky edge of your feet. And then just tighten it until you find a comfortable kind of wrap. And then begin to settle back. Now what the strap is going to do is it's going to kind of hold everything into place. It's going to feel like you don't really have to use that muscular effort. Now, if you really just want to be completely taken care of, still put the blocks underneath the knees, or if you don't feel like you need the blocks underneath the knees, Then bring the blocks underneath the forearms, especially if you have shorter limbs like me, so the arms are supported. So we're completely rested, just allowing ourselves to begin to settle down into the space. We'll be here for about 5 full minutes. If you feel like you're going to get cold, or if you're already a little chilly, you can take a blanket and just kind of cover yourself with it. And you might need to get a little creative as you settle in. The name of the game is complete restoration. Yeah. So anywhere you feel like you're holding on to muscular effort, try to find a way to support that space. If you haven't done so already, begin to close the eyes. And just start to notice the breath as it enters through the tips of the nose and exits out through the tips of the nose. Doing your best to not judge the breath for where it's at. Just become the observer of it going in and out. You may begin to notice thoughts in the mind running around like a hamster on a wheel. Maybe going over what happened throughout your day, any previous occurrences. Maybe you are caught up on something that you need to do in the future, plans that you have. But I invite you to invite yourself into the present space here and now, where you can just settle into this moment of surrender, of relaxation, and complete ease and letting go. A beautiful way to do that is just to come back to the breath time and time again. See how friendly you can become with your breath. And just know that it's okay if you feel like you're at war with your thoughts. We are human and we live in such a fast-paced world that our thoughts also are so accustomed to just thinking so fastly, from thought to thought to thought, going down a rabbit hole. It's okay if it takes you some time to settle into this moment. Tune away the thoughts. Just feel into the quietness that the body so deeply craves, that you so beautifully took the time out within your day to gift yourself. We've got close to 2 minutes left in this pose. Just be with your breath. Allow the exhalations to release any tension, and for the inhalations to create this welcoming environment to settle into. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. We'll take 3 clearing breaths in through the nose and gentle sighs out through the mouth. Begin to blink your eyes open. If you had blocks underneath your forearms, just bring your hands to them. If your arms are long enough to reach the floor, then just bring your hands to the floor. And on an inhale, we're going to tuck our chin slightly and press up to lift up. And if you had that strap around the body and the feet, just begin to unravel it. Place it off to the side. We'll be moving into our next pose of child's pose with a twist. So just allow the knees to come in towards each other. Wrap the hands around the knees for just a moment to let the legs settle back to a neutral position. Beautiful. Since we already have the bolster set up at the back of the mat, we're going to keep it there. Now, you can keep the blocks underneath it, but if you are someone who in a child's pose can get very close to the ground, you'll most likely want to remove at least one block. So a lot of restorative is trial and error. So you might want more support once you come up, and that's okay, or once you go in rather, and that's okay. You can always come out and give yourself a little bit more support, but get your bolster somewhat at an angle or to the ground. You may want a blanket underneath the knees, so you can set that up. So we're gonna bring your left hip towards that base of the bolster, the blanket underneath the knees, And have your knees kind of be in this like double V shape, or double A shape rather. And if that's too much, you can also bring the blanket in between the legs. So kind of get comfortable with your legs first, whether they're being supported underneath by the blanket or in between. And all we're going to do is dial the torso towards the bolster and begin to come on down. And as you come down, just invite your left cheek to the bolster. Now, if that's too much, you can always bring the forehead to the bolster and maybe support it with an extra blanket. But if it's okay to bring the left cheek to the bolster, allow the left cheek to come to the bolster. And if you have that block or two underneath, bringing some elevation, then perhaps your arms can slide underneath, like you're holding on to the bolster, giving it a big hug. Just let your shoulders relax and get heavy. And just feel into this very gentle axial rotation of the spine. Begin to invite the eyes to close shut if you haven't done so already. And just return back to the breathing. The awareness of the in-breath filling you up, expanding you, and inviting in this lovely sense of surrender. And having the exhalations empty you out of any stale or stagnant energy that's preventing you from releasing and relaxing into the pose. We'll start to deepen the breath and take 3 clearing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Very gently begin to blink your eyes open. Start to dial the gaze back to a neutral position. Then use your hands to press you up away from the bolster. And then allow yourself to rise up to the direction of your legs. And we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So just allow yourself to come through center. And what's really important is that no two sides are identical, no two sides are symmetrical. So if you need to adjust the height of the bolster, if you need to utilize the blanket for a different purpose on the other side, that's totally fine. Get all the props out of your way. You're not using them. Bringing your legs to that double A shape as your right hip aligns with the bolster. The knees can be supported or have that blanket in between them. Then we're just going to dial our torso towards the bolster and start to come on down. And this time bringing the right cheek to the bolster. And as you settle in, you can find that hug of the bolster, sliding your arms underneath. And just give your weight to the props beneath you. And you feel as though you can't surrender anymore, and try to see if you can just a little bit deeper. Nice and slowly, we'll begin to take those 3 clearing breaths in through the nose and to sigh out the mouth. Nice and gently begin to dial the head back towards the bolster. Press into the hands to lift yourself away from the bolster. And then just dialing the body back through center. So you come back through center just to get a very brief fold. We're going to come back to the Baddha Konasana feet, or legs rather, so the soles of the feet kiss. You can take your blocks and place them underneath your knees. We won't be in this for too long, so the strap isn't really necessary. But you can take your bolster from behind, and there's a few ways that you can use this. You can bring the bolster. If you have really long legs, this works, but if you have short legs and your heels are close to you, it's a little harder. But bring the bolster to a little bit of an angle and just let your forehead rest onto the bolster. The hands can rest down by your sides. But if you want to take it a bit deeper, you can also bring the bolster horizontally across the lap, and then just soften the chin in towards the chest for you to fold over. And so just find a very gentle folds, holding everything be supported. So you can even bring your palms to allow the forehead to rest into. We're just going to be here for about 5 more breaths. Saturate the entire back body with your breath. Begin to take a full inhale through the nose. Let it out with a sigh. Slowly return the spine back to a neutral position. We're going to set up for our final pose, Shavasana. And I encourage you to make this the coziest Shavasana that you'll ever take. So, just a few ideas. If you have blocks, which hopefully we do, set them up to where your calves usually go. We're going to kind of build this tower with the bolster. So blocks, then the bolster. And you can take a pillow for your head to rest on at the back of the mat. Or if you don't want that much height, you can also just kind of use a blanket to support the nape of the neck. If you've got an eye pillow, I didn't mention that earlier, but if you have like an extra piece of clothing, maybe a shirt or a washcloth or something, you can cover your eyes with that. So just have that set up at the back of the mat where your head usually rests, and a blanket if you're cold. And we're just going to, as we settle down, we might need to kind of maneuver the blocks a little bit, but let the calves rest on the bolster. And again, if you want this a little higher, maybe adding an extra bolster or pillow just to elevate the legs slightly, or a lot. So it's almost like a mini legs up the wall. And then we're just gonna come on down, cover ourselves up, and get super cozy. Finding your eye pillow and just letting that come over the eyes. Starting to eliminate any light within our space. So you can find yourself in this little dark cocoon. Hands can rest maybe on your physical body, getting as comfortable as possible. And take 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth to help settle you into this space. As you find yourself settled in, just allow the breath to return to a natural pace. Noticing how the body, how the mind, and how the soul feels as you've carved out just a few minutes of your day, right? We have 24 hours in a full day. Just carving out less than 45 minutes for yourself. So important, so crucial. So just feeling and tending to the softness that the practice of yoga offers. There's nothing left to do except to be in this space for however long you'd like. Together we'll be in it for about 3 to 4 more minutes. But feel free to not move a muscle when I bring you out of it and just continue to rest here. nice and easy. Start to journey the awareness back to the breath, coming into the body and filling you up, and leaving the body, emptying you out. And as the awareness of the breath grows, begin to bring some very gentle body awareness into the picture. Start by wiggling the toes and the fingers. Let that movement travel into the wrists and the ankles, perhaps the head and the neck. And if you have an eye pillow over the eyes, very slowly begin to let just the natural light of the room creep in as that pillow comes off. And then just start to reach the arms back behind, reaching through the fingers, pointing through the toes, taking a full body stretch. From this full body stretch, then begin to hug the knees into the chest, taking a very gentle sway side to side until you rest on your right side in a fetal position. You can keep that blanket with you, continuing to cover you, keeping you warm, allowing any props to support the head, or even just using that bottom arm to support the head like a pillow. And just taking a moment to pause here, to check in with the body, check in with the mind, and to just sense overall your nervous system and how it feels after practicing this restorative class today. When you're ready, use the strength of your hands to press yourself up to a seated position. Try to keep the eyes closed as you maneuver to that tall spine. Maybe continuing to take that blanket with you and keeping yourself warm and cozied up. And then bringing the hands to connect in front of the heart space. Take a gentle bow of the head to the heart to bridge the mind and the body into connection, honoring the harmony between the two, and the love and the light at the center of the chest within the heart space. The light within me honors, recognizes, and respects the light within you. And it is within this light that we are connected, uniting as one, journeying home. Thumbs to your third eye forehead center to honor our highest, truest, most authentic self within ourselves and within each other. As we bow forward together, we say, Namaste. I hope that you are feeling relaxed, restored, and renewed. If you're ready for bed, then hop on into bed and get yourself all cozy and have a beautiful, restful night's sleep. If you're not quite ready for bed yet, then I invite you to just let the remainder of your day be very relaxing and restoring. Nothing too crazy or strenuous. But thank you for practicing with me today. Again, if you are someone who enjoys taking care of yourself, a little extra self-care, self-love, through yoga, through mindfulness, through meditation, be simple practices. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, If you really enjoyed this experience, then share in the comments below what about it you enjoyed. And I hope to see you and practice with you on the mat soon. Have a beautiful night. Namaste.